So this is the Exocet MM Block 3C. It is the latest generation of the famous Exocet family. So it's an anti-ship long-range missile system, sea-skimming system, fully active at the end of the flight. It's a fire and forget missile. So this system is in service in the French Navy. It is in service in different navies in the world. Greece, for example, is a country operating this system. The main mission of this missile is anti-ship mission. It's got a secondary land attack capability. It is able to reach long targets as well as moving targets.
What about the range?
So the range is class 200 kilometer range. And once again, it's the fire and forget missile, meaning that the firing platform will launch the missile on the target, and then the missile will be able to find by itself in full autonomy the target, even at long range, using an active radar seeker, which is in the front part of the missile.
You talk about a bit earlier about the land attack capability. Is it for coastal objectives or?
Usually it's about coastal objective, but it could be as well launched on an inland target, of course, being within the class 200 kilometer range I mentioned before. So it's not a cruise missile, it's not a deep strike land attack capability, but it offers to the tactical commander at sea the capability to strike against one target. Okay, VL MICA, it's an anti-air missile system. VL stands for vertical launch because it exists as well from an air platform such as the Racheta is operating the MICA. So it's a medium-range air defense system which exists both in naval-based air defense as well as ground-based air defense. The main characteristics of the system, it operates two kinds of missiles. It's quite unique if you look at the world of anti-air missile system. It operates radio frequency air defense missiles, such as this one, and as well as an infrared seeker head missile system. So two missiles with the same system. The other characteristic of this system is able to counter multiple threats simultaneously, and this is due to the architecture of the missile system, which doesn't need a dedicated fire control radar. It operates by using a surveillance radar. So the surveillance radar is able to track multiple targets at the same time. So the system is able to cope with multiple targets at the same time. It's got an uplink, so in case that the missile in flight needs a update of the target data, it will be sent through the uplink from the fire control system directly to the missile in flight.
Is this picture here strictly limited to the naval version, or it's also for the land-based version, the launching container?
So this container is a naval container, but it's exactly the same missile which is inside the container. In a land-based air defense system, it's a bit different. It is exactly the same system, exactly the same architecture, exactly the same way to operate the missile. And in both versions, you have two missiles in one system, a radio frequency seeker head and an infrared seeker. So you combine the advantages of the two missiles in order to be able to counter different threats in different tactical environments.
And I'm guessing it's the exact same airframe, same fuselage of the missile as in the air launch.
Exactly the same missile. And what we say to some of our customers, you can use the missile under the carriage of an aircraft, and then you can put it in a vertical container and use it on the ship or on a truck. So it's exactly the same ammunition.
Let's talk about the Mistral.
So Mistral, we've seen the VL MICA before. Mistral is the very short-range air defense missile by MBDA. We are now at the third generation of Mistral missile. It's a lock-on before launch, fire and forget using an infrared seeker. So it's optimized for missile as well as aircraft, helicopter, even mini UAV, as well as we have done some trials because the Mistral missile exists for land platforms, for naval platforms, and for air platforms. And we have done some trials as well, latest generation, that we call Mistral 3, has a capability against surface targets, small surface craft, small patrol boats. So it provides a real full protection capability, for example, for naval platforms. So we have here the missile itself, so a lightweight missile, able to be operated either on manpads, such as the one which are shown here, or on the ICO, with 2 or 4 missiles, or on ships, or even on helicopters. Always the same principle, lock up before launch, high performance infrared seeker head, which will find the target and is able to cope with chaff, for example, infrared flares, and hit the target. Very efficient missile, in service in the French Armed Forces, Navy, Air Force, as well as Land Forces, and in service all around the world. So the VL MICA, exactly the same missile as I explained before, but in this particular system, land-based, ground-based air defense. You see here the TOC, the Tactical Operations Center. The TOC is a command and control, which is able to control different launchers. Each launcher 5 VL MICA. Once again, either infrared seeker or RF seeker. And the TOC is able to control multiple launchers, is able to be connected to a lower air defense layer, for example, Mistral missile, and is also able to be connected to what we call the upper layer, for example, the general air and surface surveillance and command and control air defense of the country or the area. So ground-based air defense is got a command and control connected to multiple launchers operating the VL MICA. It's connected to the upper layer, air defense system, general air defense system, national air defense system, and it's also able to take charge of a short-range air defense system using, for example, the Mistral. So all is connected, interconnected, and which will provide flexible, modular capability to defend different type of area, different type of